ladies and gentlemen, my name is Antonio Silva, and this is the demonstration portion of my video. You've already seen this rig up in action, this character, which is based off the Hellboy 2 Golem. I'm just going to go over some key features of the entire rig. Right off the bat, I'd like to mention that this rig uses no driven keys. What it does use is mel script and some constraints in order to make it all function. Right off the bat, an example of how I use mel code in order to run this is if you could look here in the center, I have the the hip controller selected, and when I rotate this or add transformations into the y-axis, it's telling these gears in the center to rotate in relation to how I've set up in the code. This also makes the hip rotate and all that stuff, and that's one example of how I use a mel script. Another example is if you look back here, these gears are not being controlled by any part of this rig. What it is controlling it is pardon me, time itself. What I mean by this is that as I slide the cursor here on the timeline, the rig is being told to animate in relation to what's set up in the mel script. What I'm saying in mel script is essentially rotate along the x-axis at a specific rate per frame. Which when I hit just play, get this nice effect. An example of the constraints would have to be here in the hands. I'm going to get rid of the geometry for a second so I can better show you. Give me a second. Okay. So this controller here is first of all locked so that it can only be deformed in the x-axis. Translate wise, it can't be rotated, it can't be well, actually it can be rotated. Sorry about that. But it can't be moved outside this box. It's actually not that hard to lock it on either axis. But more to the point, as you can see, the bones are being manipulated by this controller. When I bring back the geometry, that gives us a nice open and close of the hands. Another aspect I use for this rig is a dual control system for the shoulders, where this controller handles how the arm or the shoulder moves up and down. This controller handles the actual rotations of the arm. And of course, the arms have pole vectors, which control the roll or direction at the elbow points, and the wrists have their controller as well. And the beauty behind this system is that no matter what, let's say the animator wants to start fresh on a new animation or wants to start from square one, as long as they zero out all the transformations, everything will always snap back to this T-pose, which is very handy when animating, because sometimes once an animation is completed, you want to start from scratch and move on to the next set. Like I just mentioned earlier, actually I'm not sure if I mentioned it, the legs also have pole vectors, and they're in conjunction with the feet. And one last aspect, oh no, before that, the head also has a dual control system. The neck can be deformed along with the head, and the head controller, what controls the rotations, and also the neck, I want to call it connection, doohickey, I'm not really sure what to call that, follows this. As you can see, the doohickey here deforms along with the head, even if I rotate the head. And again, all I gotta do is zero it out, and it'll snap back to its original pose. Also, to aid in animation, the master controller, which holds everything, will translate scale, rotations, and of course translations. This is handy again in easing how someone animates using this rig. Um, so yeah, this is basically a quick rundown of what's inside this rig, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for your time and have a nice day.